Welcome back to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. My name is Tristan Grider, joined with, as always, my incredible co-hosts Daniel Chaney and Justin Cox. We have a very special episode for you guys today. We're coming back from Mid-Ohio in Lexington, Ohio. It was an incredible weekend out at the track in the middle of nowhere. We both
it was. Yeah.
We've all three never been there.
BFE.
I kid you not, guys. If you guys have ever not been to Mid-Ohio, you need to go because beautiful space. It was one of the prettier, I guess, just layouts around a track that I've seen. Trees everywhere. It was awesome. Yeah. But my God, there wasn't a gas station for like 20 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Daniel was in the back seat about to pass out from dehydration.
Dude, after the race, I was so thirsty, and I was just like, almost like completely passed out. And then we finally found one. I was like, oh, let's go.
And speaking of Daniel Chaney, he's back. Dalton Kellett filled in for him last week, so if you guys wanted to check out Dalton Kellett being on the show, make sure you guys just, come back to this one later. But Daniel Chaney's back on the show, and Daniel Chaney is back with no hair. So Daniel, you want to talk to us about where the hair went?
And you want to show us, buddy?
Yeah, let's show the hair.
I'm not going to show it just because I'm really comfortable right now. But it'll be on social media, I'm sure. You'll see it. But yeah, I decided to chop the luscious locks. I'm actually donating them, so it's for a good cause. Indy Boys, we respect good causes. So the long luscious hair that I've rocked for the past 2 years, I'm donating it so that kids that have cancer or hair loss can have affordable wigs or hair transplants. I don't remember fully what the deal is, but basically the place that I donated it to, they don't charge them, so it's completely non-for-profit. So I figured it was time, and I decided to do something with a good cause for it.
Nice.
That's awesome. So he had a fun time in St. Thomas, and it's good to hear that he's donating all of his hair. RFK's favorite hair.
My neck's burnt now. Oh, my neck got so burnt in Mid-Ohio.
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot like the first day that I had to put sunscreen on my neck again because I'm just so used to like having natural cover, and yeah, it stings a bit, guys.
Jay, how you doing today, man?
I'm all right. My sunburn's gone away. It's peeling. If you can.
Dude, Jay was roasted.
Yeah.
Jay's a tomato.
Saturday, dude.
I was a tomato. It was bad.
So
it was bad.
Jay, talk to us a little bit about getting to take photos. So because you had a photo vest on.
Yeah.
All day Saturday. So talk to us about that.
That was honestly a very fun opportunity. I got to talk to a lot of people. I talked to one of the older guys. His name is Greg. He works for INDYCAR. He gave me a lot of wisdom that I needed. I'm not gonna lie though, because since I had a photo vest on, it felt very, very weird being able to walk right next to the track or like take pictures with like no catch fencing in front of me, because that's what I'm so used to by now from Indy and stuff. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun, and I think the pictures turned out great. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys can check out all those pictures on Jay's Instagram, Jay's Twitter, Confirmed Jay, or you can check them out on our Instagram or Burnout Sports Instagram, Indy Boys Podcast, and Burnout Sports _. We have a very special show for you guys today. Going to talk all about our experience at Mid-Ohio. It was super fun. Going to go over all the race winners, all the stuff that's going on next week, all the motorsport media. Going to be a great one. Let's go ahead and just start with some motorsport media. All right, so I normally start with NASCAR, so we'll just go right into it. So, Trey Burke, not the NBA player Trey Burke, but he's going to be making his trucks debut for Young's Motorsports this upcoming weekend at Mid-Ohio, so good luck to Trey. Bobby McCarty is going to be making his Xfinity Series debut for Mike Harmon Racing at New Hampshire, so good luck to Bobby in a couple weeks. This is a kind of a cool one. Brandon Brown has partnered with Brandon Bondage for reclaiming the Let's Go Brandon slogan. Yeah. So obviously the Let's Go Brandon slogan is kind of known as not something very appropriate. And it gets to the point where it's very offensive.
Yeah.
And Brandon Bondage is a young 8-year-old kid with autism. And living in Texas, he saw that sign a lot, and he used it to encourage himself. And so his mom wrote a children's book about it. And Brandon have now partnered to use it to spread autism awareness. And so I like that. I really hope it gets taken off the ground. You guys can check out a really good article that Brandon Brown put on his website. It's really good. But I highly recommend looking it up, and I'm glad that he's trying not to capitalize on it this time. So
It makes me happy, makes me smile.
For sure.
here's a little bit of a rumor. Voyager, which is the sponsor of Landing Castle, it is a rumor that they have gone bankrupt. Now, a lot of people remember last season that Colic Racing likes to have that 10 car having sponsorship. Last season, Jeb Burton lost his major sponsorship from Nutrien, as they wanted to be on a car that would win races, seeing as that is why he is on AJ Allmendinger's car a lot more, since Hyper Ice is not really as affiliated in the Xfinity Series as much anymore. I don't even think Hyper Ice is even on the cars anymore. I don't know for sure, but
Which I feel like that's kind of weird.
It might be.
If they're not, that's weird considering they're on the car that won last year in Cup Series.
That's true. But yeah, so that's why Nutrien AG Solutions has been on AJ so much this season. This is really weird because now this could mean that Landon could be out of the best ride he's had. And it sucks because Landon is having a good season, but the inconsistency has been there, not quite getting to the winning level. So hopefully we figure out, Landon figures out some sponsorship, but very high possibility we don't see him back in the 10 car next season now. That sucks. Now let's go over to more Cup Series news. Jay's going to put this up on the screen, but Coca-Cola is going to be sponsoring Denny Hamlin this weekend at Atlanta. This paint scheme is absolutely gorgeous. Jay's going to put it up on the screen right now, but Coca-Cola Family Racing, Denny's one of the drivers, been one of the drivers, I believe, since 2007. I have a hood over there that Daniel got for me a long time ago that has, that it's from the 2009 Daytona 500, and Denny's on there. So I know at least since 2009. But this livery is absolutely beautiful. Good job, Coca-Cola. You've gone 3 for 3 this season on paint schemes.
That is true. They have. They've definitely stepped it up. So I love. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I've loved all the Coca-Cola schemes. So that's all I was gonna say.
And now for the biggest news of the week. Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell are going to switch pit crews for the upcoming week at Atlanta.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh my God, it is about time. Jesus, man. What the heck?
So Toyota Racing Development, Bubba Wallace's pit crew has not been up to par as the other Toyota pit crews have been. Actually,
That's
to be
an
honest with you,
understatement.
both 2311 Racing pit crews have not been that great. Denny Hamlin's pit crew has kind of sucked this season as well. It is not a surprise that Christopher Bell's team will get switched. Bell having probably the worst season out of all 4 of the Joe Gibbs Racing drivers. He is currently the 16th in points, but Bell's I guarantee you that Toyota would rather see Bubba Wallace in the playoffs than Christopher Bell. And who knows, maybe we could see Bubba getting into victory lane this weekend at Atlanta.
We'll see.
That's big news. Bubba has had winning speed pretty much all season, except not on road courses. So it's good to see that he will have a good pit crew going into one of the races where he will be up front. So yeah, that's all I got for NASCAR. Jay, go ahead and take us over to F1.
Okay, so starting off with some slight things that we're going to get a little caught up on. Yuri Vips will continue with High Tech GP and finish the F2 season. So he still will race in F2, but probably after the season, we may not hear from Yuri Vips again. This is also something that was talked about that came out after last episode, but Nelson PK, after he reported on the last episode, has been banned from the F1 paddock, all F1 paddocks, I'm pretty sure. So, pretty cool. Liam Lawson was promoted to Red Bull Racing Reserve Driver, and we didn't get the report on that last episode because it came out after, of course, but oh well. We get a report on this episode. And then finally, the big one. So, with the resurgence of Kyle Lamy, the South African GP, supposedly coming back next season, because as I reported on earlier this season, or on one of the earlier episodes, Kyle Lamy is a few steps away from being an FIA Grade 1 circuit and can be raced at in the next year. That puts two historic F1 tracks in a very, very scary territory to be dropped from the schedule. That puts Spa, Francorchamps, the Belgian GP, that can be dropped. Or Circuit Paul Ricard, the French GP, that also can be dropped. So those two GPs there alone are probably going to cause a lot of controversy from being dropped. Maybe not Circuit Paul Ricard, because racing's been kind of hit or miss there. But we'll see how
if you were to get rid of one, I would get rid of Circuit Paul Ricard.
Yeah,
you know.
I want to see how the new cars race, because on this track,
True.
because they can follow closer and it's a very flowy track, so it's a little easier for them to follow. Maybe, and honestly, if it's anything like Silverstone this year, because it's not a technical circuit to compare to Silverstone, but Silverstone is a flowy circuit. So
Silverstone debatably was the best race of the season so far.
Yeah, definitely. So
oh my God, can we talk? Like, we'll talk about that during the F1 race. Yeah. That 5-way battle for podium.
Yeah, it was insane,
dude. They were separated by literally less than 200 meters. Like, if y'all didn't watch the F1 this weekend, I'm sorry. It was so good.
I mean, we didn't even get to watch all that much of it. We had to catch up.
I don't know about you. I was watching it on my phone.
I went back and watched it on Monday because I didn't get to watch it. So.
Yeah, because we were on the paddock during the
finish,
the end.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, I don't know. But that's pretty much all I got for F1 news. So, Daniel, if you have anything for IndyCar, go ahead and...
So for IndyCar, we don't have any like official news because the silly season, like all that stuff, official negotiations can't really occur till August. I don't remember the official date, but at some point in August, which
August 1st.
I don't know how that works considering two big deals were already announced like a month ago. So I don't really know.
They probably just can't go through until then. Like they can be talked about, just not actually signed off or official.
Yeah, I don't know the whole big deal. I don't know hidden rules on that, but
yeah,
till August, no official things can really be announced. But Pato O'Ward, in an interview with David Land, when he was asking a lot of different drivers that are kind of in talks with silly season right now, he asked him, since his current teammate Felix Rosenqvist, his contract for next season is like a flex contract that basically will either be an IndyCar ride or a Formula E ride. He asked Pato if his contract that he re-signed earlier in this season, if it was going to be similar like that, but instead of Formula E, it would be between IndyCar and Formula One. And Pato O'Ward basically said that technically speaking, it can be switched like that because it's all up to Zach Brown and what Zach Brown wants to do. So this further kind of puts into question the whole Daniel Ricciardo situation of, even though he has 1 year left on his deal, what's going to happen? Is he going to retire? Is he going to get traded off to IndyCar in some shape or form? So it's going to put a big spotlight on this whole McLaren deal between their third car and who's going to be the second car with Lando Norris in F1 next year. So while that's not official news, no confirmation, it is a big question mark of what's going to happen.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's very interesting.
That's fun.
We can't really talk about some things that we know until August 1st. But just know, guys, that on August 1st we're gonna do some silly season stuff, and it's gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
But,
as long as stuff is out there and we can talk about it, we'll talk about it.
But
yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But you know, there are some things we can't talk about. Because, yeah, but anyway,
there's words.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that was Motorsport Media. Let's go ahead and transition to race reviews. All right, so lots of racing this weekend. Let's just go over the race winners before we go into the reviews. F2, we don't normally cover F2 on the show, but I just wanted to say this. Logan Sargent becomes, I believe, the first American driver to win an F2. That is super cool for Logan on July 4th weekend. Hunter McElroy, friend of the show, got his first career win in Mid-Ohio this weekend. Super hype for Hunter. In SRX, Ryan Newman took it home at Stafford. In the Xfinity Series, Ty Gibbs beat Kyle Larson. And now we go to the Three Big Series. Carlos Sainz wins it at Silverstone in F1, his first GP win in 150 starts. Tyler Reddick, Daniel, wins finally.
Let's go.
In the NASCAR Cup Series. It was a big weekend for Daniel. If you guys want to actually check out his reaction, I put it on all of our social medias if you guys want to see it. And finally, the race that we were at, Scott McLaughlin took it home at Mid-Ohio in the IndyCar Series. So super cool for me and Jay and Daniel to get to see one of our favorite drivers in IndyCar bring home a win.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with IndyCar, Daniel.
Yeah, so IndyCar and we're going to talk about IndyCar. They're in Mid-Ohio this weekend. And, again, IndyCar does not miss, bro. It doesn't miss.
I don't think there's been a missed race.
It's a good race.
I don't think there's been a missed race. I honestly don't disagree with that.
It's been so good this season. And even at a track like Mid-Ohio, where it's not necessarily known for a lot of passing and more of a strategy race, like just quality racing.
Yeah.
Like IndyCar, thank you. Thank you for giving us actual good content to cover consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah.
So the big things, some big like kind of question mark stuff coming into this, or not necessarily coming into this race, but coming out of this race. Arrow McLaren. What
happened?
Imploded.
Yeah, a lot of teams imploded this
yeah, you're not
we'll
wrong.
Get into that.
Wrong. You're not wrong.
We'll get into that.
Arrow was just in a different way in how they imploded. They imploded mechanically.
Every team kind of imploded in its own way of the teams that imploded.
Yeah, one of them actually imploded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shoot. That was amazing.
We'll get into that.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
But Felix Rosenqvist had some sort of engine issue, and yeah, he only raced 8 laps. So it was pretty early on into the race that this happened. And then from there on, it seemed like Pato, even though he was leading that whole time, he was having issues. He was reporting that his car only worked in like a certain gear, and that his car basically couldn't push. He couldn't push the engine past like regular speed. He couldn't really use push to pass without stressing the engine too much. And eventually, I think the gear issue is what eventually caused him to retire. But just a bad engineering day for Arrow McLaren.
Yeah, did not go well at all.
Another team that had a rough day engineering before the main team we're going to talk about, AJ Foyt Racing, also had a really crappy day for not only just how they ran, but also their engineering. Kyle Kirkwood and Tatiana Calderon both had issues that made them retire early. And Dalton Kellett was 2 laps down because he spun out.
Jack Harvey.
Jack Harvey spun him. Yeah.
He got spun. Yeah. It basically ruined his race. While he wasn't really in the front, it's still, you never want to see someone go a few laps down early on in the race, because then it's just, you want to see as many people as you can have a shot.
Yeah.
But I think it's time we talk about the big question mark coming out of this race. Andretti Autosports, guys.
Oh, no. Oh.
So what, like, I know what happened, and I still don't know what happened. You know what I mean?
From my understanding,
every driver had something happen.
So every
Between
driver
another
in
driver.
Andretti Autosport, something happened between another driver. I think the only one that wasn't really at fault, surprisingly, was the 29 of Devlin DeFrancesco. Grosjean was sending people. Rossi was sending people. Herta was racing aggressively. It was, yeah, literally the rookie was the only one that he was just got.
He was just
him.
DeFrancesco was just there.
He was just kind of stuck. He was just stuck in the mess.
Yeah, he was like, was like, I'm in danger.
As much as we give Devlin crap and like have given him crap this season for kind of getting himself into issues, he was honestly kind of like a non-factor to that this weekend. He was kind of just caught up in it.
He kind of ran a clean race. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he was still mad at one of his teammates. I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was mad. He was mad at Grosjean.
Yeah, that's who it was.
I think the only two drivers out of at least the main Andretti drivers that weren't mad at each other were Rossi and Herta.
Yeah,
could be wrong
and
about
he
that.
didn't have a terrible race. Sure, he finished in the bottom half of the results. Finished 17th. But ran all the laps. So
yeah, he didn't get lapped. So
yeah,
at least ran the Andretti equipment a full race.
Yeah.
So like, do we just like want to try to get into this, try to explain what happened? Because I'm still not fully sure what happened.
I mean, I
Besides,
guess
like,
well, I was getting myself a Cooper Tire shirt when the first incident happened.
Yeah, Tristan left and then came back. He was like, "What did I miss?" And we were like, "So much,
everything."
So much.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Grosjean and Rossi, who it was being reported earlier in the week, already had big issues like within the team. I'm trying to remember like what exactly happened, but Rossi got into him. And I don't think it was intentional. I think it was more of a racing error than an intentional error. But just like, I don't know if he locked up or had understeer.
No,
but he
they
bumped
were
into Grosjean's car which ran him off.
No, they were coming out of one of the. I think they were in what were they? Turn 4 or 5? I can't remember exactly.
I believe it was turn.
I could be wrong.
4.
Turn 4. I think they were coming out of turn 4, and Rossi just kind of went wide, not really knowing, I guess, expecting Grosjean to be there. I'm pretty sure they got spotters over there because I saw Palau's spotter when I was sitting there. They had spotters over there, so I don't know if his spotters were over there or not, but I guess he just didn't know if Grosjean was there, and they both just went off the track, and that was it.
Yeah, because the in-car camera like footage that they showed, it made it look like it wasn't him trying to just get over there. It made it seem like it was kind of like a lock-up understeer issue, but that just started the domino effect. Because from there, Grosjean was just driving with an ego, just trying to take everybody out.
I'm angry.
Most of which were his teammates. He spun Herta out, which surprisingly didn't fully ruin Herta's race at that point. Because while it did mess it up, that wasn't like the nail in the coffin.
Wasn't he like kind of leading?
Yeah, he led 7 laps, and then after that he was kind of middle of the pack, but he was charging up. But then he had a long pit stop where he had to take medicine. I don't know the full scenario, but something on his comms, he was saying something about how he couldn't see in his left eye. So I don't know if that had something to do with it.
That, and remember he had that one pit stop or not pit stop, but the pit cycle messed up for him under that caution, and he couldn't be pit for gas.
Yeah, that too.
That's so really Grosjean spinning him was kind of the nail in the coffin if you want to think about it.
It was basically the start of everything going wrong for him.
Yeah.
So like, while it technically wasn't the nail in the coffin, it still kind of was in the grand scheme of things, because Herta, while he was leading the race, he was trying to pit, for fuel reasonings to stay in the race, and then right as he was about to pit for that lap, I don't remember what issue it was. I think that was the Calderon issue. I could be wrong. Maybe it was the Pato issue, but they closed the pits right before he pitted. And so he had to stay out way longer than he anticipated, and that just offset his pit strategy, and it was just a mess up from there. Really, I'm putting this in quotes, the only Andretti driver that didn't have any issues was Helio Castroneves, and I put it in quotation marks because Meyershank Racing is basically an Andretti affiliate. Because even Simon Pagenaud, who got a top 10, he had issues with I believe Grosjean. It could have been Rossi. I
He
don't
was
remember.
racing.
He was racing
Grosjean.
Herta. It was Herta, I thought.
Was it Herta?
He was
Yeah.
racing someone hard.
Yeah, it was Herta. He was racing
There was
Herta.
too much random crap happening.
Yeah.
There was so much that happened. And the thing was, it was like, we were switching through the radios. If you guys don't do this, IndyCar provides free scanners on the app for you to listen to. And you can listen to the radios. They're a little bit delayed. They're about a minute behind. But all you have to do is just rewind a minute on your broadcast, and you can listen to them in full time.
Well, I think on the broadcast they're probably caught up, but it was a minute behind live. At least at Mid Ohio. I think at IMS it's typically live.
Yeah, but when we were listening to it, just a little bit behind, but still incredible. You guys have to listen to it. If you want to listen to some of your drivers have no shell, I highly recommend it. I was cracking up at Pato Award this weekend.
But finishing out this race, Scott McLaughlin and Alex Palou, it was really just between them strategy-wise, and Scott McLaughlin was able to hold him off despite having pit, I believe, a little bit before Palou. And he was conserving fuel, so I was surprised Palou didn't catch up to him more than he already did. But your top three ended up being Scott McLaughlin, Alex Palou, and Will Power, who started very far back in the field because of an issue in qualifying that I don't even remember the full scenario, but it was something with him and Elio Castroneves. But he ended up still getting P3 because it's willpower and consistency. Like it's just a thing. Willpower is still a championship contender right now.
Oh, easily.
And not that far back, despite not having won yet. And like him or not, Willpower's freaking good. He's really freaking good.
Okay, so if you guys don't watch
No, what power
anything
won? He won Belle Isle.
Yeah, Will Power won Belle Isle.
Oh crap!
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But if you guys don't listen to the IndyCar show, Luke Edwards is a freaking
prediction machine.
Oh my god! So we were at Mid Ohio this weekend with Burnout. It was Tony and Luke, hosts of the IndyCar show, then us three. We had joking bets going on all weekend.
That's how I got this shirt.
That's how Jay did get that shirt. But oh my god, Luke Edwards called the winner. He called the driver of the day, and he called the highest placing rookie. That's freaking crazy. like shout out to Luke, man, because dog, absolutely.
And also shout out to our dad Tony Donahue for getting all of his predictions completely wrong.
I have a good feeling about Felix Rosenquist. That was funny.
Yeah.
He had a good feeling about Rosenquist, Kirkwood, and who was the other person?
Remember, but he had some
They didn't do well though.
Yeah.
No, they did not. No, they did not.
Love you, Tony, but your takes didn't age well.
But shout out to Scott McLaughlin.
Yeah, it was a really good race. Your top 10 was Scott McLaughlin, Alex Palou, Will Power, Ritas VK running really well. Scott Dixon somehow still in the top 5. Again, consistency. Marcus Ericsson 6th, so he's still your points leader. Joseph Newgarden 7th. Elio Castroneves 8th. David Malukas 9th. I believe that's his first top 10.
It is his first top 10.
And then Simon Pagenaud rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, but
so
overall,
that was Mid Ohio. Yeah,
we'll talk a little bit more about our experience in Mid Ohio after race reviews. Let's go ahead and start with some NASCAR stuff. But really quick before we transition, Hunter McElroy put on a freaking masterclass at Mid Ohio this weekend in lights. I just want to shout that out because friend of the show,
literal clean sweep.
He was a clean sweep.
He was a clean sweep, but he got a clean sweep.
He had a broom in victory lane. We ran into him a little bit. Didn't get to hang out with Hunter a whole lot this weekend, but said hi. He was happy that we were there and dapped him up. So shout out to Hunter. Proud of you, man. Let's go ahead and go over to NASCAR. I'll start in Xfinity with Road America. We watched the end of this race driving back or I guess we listened to it, driving back from Mid Ohio. And let's just say it was between Kyle Larson and Ty Gibbs. But before we talk about that, I have to talk about Noah Gragson. The two I'd say most notorious drivers right now in Xfinity are Ty Gibbs and Noah Gragson. And they both had very different races. Ty Gibbs races extremely clean this weekend and outdrives the Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. Like, outdrives him. Like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Gragson decides he's going to turn right in a straightaway because Sage Karam went wide on a turn and accidentally put 2 tires of Noah's in the dirt, but then didn't like change anything. And I'm saying this as someone that has seen Noah do this a couple times before. He's not going to get a full-time Cup ride if he keeps doing crap like that. And took out 12 cars, injured a couple drivers, Brandon Brown, gingerly got out of his car, Myatt Snyder, involved Sage Karam, who literally all 4 of us picked last weekend.
Yeah.
Me, Daniel J, and Dalton Kellett. Even Dalton Kellett picked Sage Karam last week, and because it was a safe pick, you know, and crazy. But yeah, I had to talk about that. If Noah does that again, I guarantee you he doesn't get a full-time Cup ride next season.
At least not for long term.
No way. Sage Karam, who doesn't even run full-time in Xfinity. This is his first race at Xfinity this season. It's just like, yeah, people talk about him. Like,
yeah,
you're starting to build that reputation, dude. You're not going to get a Cup ride like that. Anyway, end of this race came between Ty Gibbs and Kyle Larson. Shout out to Ty Gibbs for outdriving Kyle Larson at Road America.
Take some cojones.
Yeah, it does take some cojones
for that.
That, in my opinion, this is the biggest win of his career so far. And so shout out to Ty. 4th win of the year for Ty Gibbs. All right,
total, correct?
8th total
in
2 years. 4 wins last year, 4 wins this year.
Especially for how young he is.
Yeah, he's ran less than 30 races in his Xfinity Series career, and he's won 8 of them. So that's crazy. Anyway, Cup Series, Road America. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson seemed to be like they were the 2 best cars, but in 3rd place for pretty much the entire race was RCR's Tyler Reddick. He was slowly but surely climbing his way up. Other fast cars this weekend, Chris Buescher at RFK proves that 2 weeks ago at Sonoma was no fluke, along with Michael McDowell. No fluke there as well. But it was between Chase Elliott and Tyler Reddick for most of this race. I want to shout this out really quick. Joey Hand for Rick Ware Racing, the Le Mans champion. This guy was running up front. He was running top 10. A little bit of a strategy kind of screwed him into the end. He ended up finishing 21st. But this guy got 2nd in stage 2 and qualified in the top 10. So, like, put some respect on Joey Hand's name. I'd love to see him full-time in Cup, but I doubt that'll happen. So coming to the end of this race, Tyler Reddick passes Chase Elliott with around 20 to go and never looks back. Tyler runs the race of his life, and there was no Chase Briscoes in sight coming off of the final corner.
Though Austin Dillon tried to ruin it for him.
Austin Dillon blows a tire. His own teammate blows a tire with less than 2 laps to go.
I was as a Tyler Reddick fan, I'm so used to stuff like that happening. As soon as that happened, I was like, I knew something was gonna go wrong. But he got off track, so it was okay.
I thought that was the beginning of the end right there for him.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I really thought they were gonna throw a caution for that, but they didn't. So I'm happy about that.
Tyler Reddick finally, after 3 seasons, gets into victory lane in the NASCAR Cup Series. A lot of Chase Elliott fans were salty on Twitter. Deal with it.
Yeah, listen, Chase fans. He already wins a lot. He can't win every race, okay?
Listen.
He's really good, but let other drivers win.
Tyler Reddick's actually reminding me a lot of Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Jay's going to get me on this. Chase Elliott's rookie season, 2016. 2017 makes the playoffs for the first time, is a contender. Ends up finishing 5th in the championship without winning a race. Tyler Reddick, we saw him last year. I believe finished 10th in the standings.
Probably.
He got eliminated in the first round, but I believe he worked his way up to 10th.
Yeah, I think so.
Won his first race on a road course. 2 years later, he won the championship. So Daniel, your 2024 champion, if
history repeats itself.
If history repeats itself, will be Tyler Reddick.
Wait, dude, both my favorite drivers won their first races this season on a road course. I just realized that.
Who's your other one?
Chastain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How about that? And Chevy so far has swept all 3 of the road courses.
Dude,
So,
Chevy's on fire. Like, I genuinely don't think there's any chance to stop them this season.
Ford, I believe, has only won 2 races this year. And Toyota has won 3.
Yeah.
So, like,
And
Chevy's...
Ford's only won 2 because they just dominated Daytona week.
Yeah, but they also won at wherever, Phoenix, I believe, with Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, they did.
So
yeah.
But yeah, Tyler Reddick dominates the end of this race, takes it home, win for Short Kings everywhere. Shout out to Tyler, man. Very inspirational. Let's go ahead and read this top 10. Tyler Reddick first, Chase Elliott second, Kyle Larson third. Then we have the Trackhouse Racing teammates Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez. Chris Buescher brings it home 6th. Austin Cindric brings it home 7th. Michael McDowell continues his top 10 streak, finishes 8th. AJ Allmendinger finishes 9th. And Kevin Harvick finishes 10th. Now, this does screw up the playoff standings now. Tyler Reddick was inside the top 20 in points, but Mans was inconsistent. So here's what this does now. In the playoff standings currently, Chase Elliott is leading the points. Ross Chastain 7 points behind him. Then Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick, Kurt Busch, Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez, Austin Cindric, and Christopher Bell. There is now only 3 spots in the top 16 that have not been won by drivers, those being Ryan Blaney,
That's so
Martin
crazy.
Truex Jr., and Christopher Bell.
That is so crazy.
We are not even past. We are barely past midway through the regular season, and we have 13 different winners. I told y'all at the beginning of the year we were having more than 16 winners, and if my predictions go the way that I think so, they're going to go this weekend. We're going to have 14. However, with this win, it knocks a driver out that has been very consistent. Kevin Harvick is outside the top 16 in points.
Uh-oh.
His Stuart Haas Racing teammate, Eric Almirola, is 18th. Eric Jones, 19th. Austin Dillon, 20th. Michael McDowell, 21st. Justin Haley, 22nd. Ricky Stenhouse, 23rd. Bubba Wallace, 24th. And Ty Dillon in 25th. The rest are not really applicable unless they get a win.
Which still road courses and super speedways left.
There's still road courses and super speedways. But yeah, that's all I got to go from Atlanta. Pretty solid racing. Not from Atlanta, from Road America. Pretty solid racing. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick on his first career win. Jay, race of the week. Talk about F1.
Sheesh. We had a big...
Some F1.
Man, this race.
But we need to talk about Alfa Romeo. Because...
Oh, no. They didn't have a good weekend. So, let's start off lap 1. Going off the top of my head. We start off the race, and it was a catastrophe already. And George Russell, Pierre Gasly, and Zhou Guanyu were all 3 wide on the start, and I believe Russell made a slight jab to the left, not knowing that Pierre had stuck his nose in between him and Zhou. And as he was moving left to enter the first turn at Silverstone, he ends up getting turned by Pierre Gasly into Zhou Guanyu, and Zhou Guanyu ends up flipping, sliding on his halo because the roll hoop actually broke on the car when he flipped because of the speed he was going at. The roll hoop on the car flipped, and he was literally sliding on the halo with his head probably, you can't see it if you're listening, but probably that far from the ground the entire time. So sliding that far into the gravel, which probably felt like little knives hitting him at that speed. So that probably hurt. But then the car digs in, flips, hits a barrier, and then flips into a catch fence, which was the last line of anything before it got to a spectator stand. And then he falls behind a steel barrier, and that was insane that he walked away. Apparently Alexander Albon had gotten hospital airlifted or just airlifted to a hospital for some I never really found out what the reasoning was for that, but I believe it was either something with a concussion, because he got hit really hard like 4 or 5 times in that crash, or it was something to do with his legs because of the very first impact into the wall. I never found out what the reasoning was. I never seen anything on it, so I don't take my word on that. But so as we get into the race after the restart, after a very chaotic start, it goes clean. There was a really great restart. They were 4 wide, and I believe it's turn 5 or 6, coming to the long straight. The first long straight after the main straightaway. They were like 4 wide entering that corner, and it goes on racing for a while, kind of strategy. Actually, Max Verstappen ends up getting a puncture a little bit after the restart and has to pit, and that throws his whole strategy off. And it wasn't just a puncture. He had something wrong with I believe it was the left side of the car on the floor, and it was just dragging that car back and did not let him have speed at all.
Later found out what it was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy. So basically after that, there's a bunch of battling. Well, not a bunch of battling, but mid-pack battling. The lead kind of stayed stagnant at where it was, but mid-pack battling was really great here, actually. So I love to see the flow tracks are absolutely going to be killer races this season. And that's just due to the new regulations with the new floors and such, and the diffuser and such. So the flow tracks are going to be amazing. So I'm excited for Circuit Paul, or I forget the name now.
You got it. You can do it.
France.
France. Yeah, France. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I forgot the name. Sorry. But so with about 14 or 15 to go, we have a safety car come out for Esteban Ocon, which he lost power. I think it was some type of hydraulic pump that went away in the car, or a gearbox issue. I can't remember exactly.
He already had stuff going on, so I was kind of surprised to see him still in the race.
Yeah, so that was not fun for him. Also, Bottas, talking about Alfa Romeo, as you said, we need to mention both of them, Tristan. He also retired due to some type of mechanical issue. So then we have the safety car restart, and the last 10 laps of the race were just nutty, like crazy, insane. And Sainz got away, and I'm not sure why Ferrari did not pit Charles Leclerc, because they didn't. They should have, but they didn't, and I don't know why they didn't. And
epic Ferrari moment.
Yeah. They tend to have those same ones as Mercedes does as well. So, but they didn't pit Charles Leclerc, because I saw what Matteo Binotto said about that. They said we always prioritize the lead car, so the lead car got to stay out front there. And I don't know that question. I question that strategy a lot, because not only that, Charles Leclerc was on hard tires, and Carlos Sainz was on medium tires at the end. I would have pitted Charles Leclerc for Reds, in my opinion. So, and that's what everybody else did. Checo, Lewis, Lando, Fernando Alonso, all of them right there did at the end. They all pitted for softs, and
even Mick.
Yeah, Mick did too, and it it worked for them. Yeah. It worked for them. Name. For what?
I want you to say his name.
Who?
I want you to say Mick Schumacher first points, baby.
I'm not there. I'm not there yet. But so insane battling. People think this finish is very, very controversial due to the reasoning that apparently Checo ran Charles Leclerc wide, but I think Leclerc kind of ran wide on purpose because he didn't really leave much space for Checo, and he was kind of giving that space back, and he went wide accidentally, giving that space back. And then into turn 3, he actually kind of forced Lewis off. I wouldn't say forced because Checo had a really nice dive up the inside on Lewis and kind of had the positioning coming out of the corner. So, in my opinion, I felt like Lewis should have just kind of backed out and then went from there. But it worked out for him because they ended up catching Leclerc. And after all the battling and everything, and Mick Schumacher getting also ran off the track by Max Verstappen a lot.
Yeah.
It was a great finish because there was a bunch of drama.
It was a good battle. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
Max was. I don't think Max had a floor.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. I mean, but I'm just happy that Mick got points.
Yeah, and he did, so that's what's great. But let's go ahead and let's go over your points finishers for this race. Tristan, you're going to like it when I read it, so.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Let's go in here. You had Sainz as the winner, as Tristan mentioned in the beginning of the episode. After 150 race starts, Sainz finally gets his first Formula One win.
Carlos Sainz Jr., baby. Let's freaking go.
I feel like he should have had a win earlier this season anyway, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're not going to speak on it. He got his win now. I'm not going to denounce that. So, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton are your podium. And then you have Leclerc finishing fourth, so he didn't fall back too far, but he could have finished better, in my opinion. You have Fernando Alonso finishing fifth, Lando Norris finishing sixth, so very solid run for Lando Norris. Seventh was Max Verstappen, holding off Mick Schumacher for getting his first points in Formula One. Mick Schumacher.
We're not done. We're not done.
Okay. So ninth was Sebastian Vettel, and 10th getting double points for Haas this week. Kevin
First
Magnussen.
time ever, baby.
Kevin
Let's go.
Magnussen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's that. There's the points finishers. Let's go ahead and look at the championship currently, just the top 10 in the championship.
Really quick before we do championship.
Yeah.
Nicholas Latifi finished 12th.
He
I
did.
Feel like we have to talk about Latifi really quick.
I didn't really look
Nick
at any
Latifi
notable finishes.
Q3.
Yeah.
Put some respect on Go Tiffy. Go Tiffy, baby.
Do I need to throw my headphones again?
I just want to say congrats to Nick Latifi on his best race.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
definitely. Yeah.
He thought he was going to get points there for a second.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was possible after basically everybody crashed at the start. What?
I just realized. You know who both had good weekends this week? Latifi and Jimmy Johnson on a road course.
Wow.
Like, what?
Jimmy Johnson finished 16th. He goes, whoa.
Yeah. dude, we're freaking... Let's go!
If you're listening, he just waved his, like, little Jimmy Johnson flag he has.
They gave it to me for free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have bought that.
All right, but going into the Drivers' Championship, we're going to mention the top 10 in points. First, you got Max Verstappen, of course. He's had a very strong season. First race he hasn't won outside of Monaco that he's finished. So,
true.
Second was Sergio Perez. Third, Charles Leclerc. Fourth, Carlos Sainz. Fifth, George Russell. Sixth, Lewis Hamilton, which I was very impressed to see the improvement in Mercedes over this past weekend. So,
however,
Mercedes
we did
looked
call.
Relatively
However, we
again.
did call it. Did we not, Jay? We did call it with Sir George Russell.
We did call it. We did say that.
That's fair.
Did say that we think his top 5 streak was going to come to an end. Just not in the way that it happened.
Yeah.
Not in the way that it happened. We did call it, but just not that way. We just thought it was going to happen now.
And they almost let him back out anyways.
Yeah, but
like
they
thought about it.
Yeah, the rules state he can't, but
yeah.
In my opinion,
it was a weird situation.
Yeah, in my opinion, I would have, but
yeah.
Seventh, Lando Norris.
But I get why they didn't.
Yeah. 7th, Lando Norris. 8th, Valtteri Bottas. 9th, Esteban Ocon. And this 10th position for the top 10 in points has changed each, like the past, 4 weekends. It's gone from Pierre, Kevin Magnussen, and now Fernando Alonso is 10th in points after his strong
it's very
finish.
strongly now 10th in points.
Yeah, very strongly.
Like...
Yeah, he has 28, and Pierre has 16, and Kevin Magnussen has 16. So those are the two closest to him currently for 10th in points. But constructors, top 5, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, and Alpine. And that's also changing as the midfield battle ramps up for this season as well. So
yeah, Alpine now in the top 5.
Yeah. So that's all I got for F1. It was a very interesting weekend. I didn't really have like any questions prepared for us or anything. So that's all I got for us.
We'll just mention it because I don't really want to go into major detail about this race. Ryan Newman passed Marco Andretti in the last closing laps at Stafford this weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, none of us watched SRX this week. We were so busy at Mid Ohio.
Yeah. It wasn't that we didn't want to. It's just we genuinely just were so busy this weekend. There's only so many motorsports you can fit into one weekend.
That's true.
Yeah, for real. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk all about our experience at Mid Ohio.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So as we mentioned earlier, we went to the Mid Ohio Sports Car Course this weekend, and it was fun. So I'm gonna ask you guys some questions about Mid Ohio, and you guys are going to tell me what they are, or you guys can show me what they are. Okay. First things first. What was your favorite place to watch from the track? What was your favorite place to watch the track?
So when I went over to where Tony and them were sitting, there's a reserve grandstand on the outside of the track in turns 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. You can see that whole section. Plus, you can see down the long straight coming out of turn 2.
So you're saying that's where we got to stay next year?
That's
where we're going next year?
Dude, you see the most of the track there, in my opinion.
Got it.
Like, that was a great seat. Like, so, yeah, we might have to buy tickets for their next season. So, yeah. But that's where I really liked watching it from. That's kind of why we hung over there for so long, because we knew something was going to happen at some point over there. And after we left, that's when Rossi and Grosjean had their incident. So, that was fun. But, yeah. But, Danny, what you guys say?
I really liked the keyhole turn 2 because we watched a lot of like the Indy Lights and kind of the USF 2000s, Indy Pro 2000s races from that spot, and that's where like especially a lot of the beginning of the race, like the end of the race, that's I feel like where a lot of the action happened in certain spots. And then me and Tristan watched most of the IndyCar race from turn 12, I believe. Kind of like, and it was like the last section before like the start finish line, and that was especially really good in like the practices when kind of people were figuring out the limits of the track, and a lot of people were cutting through that grass. We saw Colton Herta literally do like a
did another Tokyo drift, dude.
Yeah,
that was sick.
When that happened, I was walking adjacent to where not adjacent, like parallel to that straightaway. And when he did that, like everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And I looked and I was like,
"Yeah," because someone ran through the grass like 15 seconds before.
Renus.
It might have been VK.
Renus. Yeah, it was Renus.
And then like everyone's like, oh, "Okay, that's certainly it, right?" No, just more people kept coming.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, my personal favorite spot. I really enjoyed the keyhole. I thought it was cool. I wish I could have watched the actual race from there, but the carousel was pretty cool. Just not a whole lot happened there during the race.
Yeah.
Okay, second question for you guys about Mid Ohio. What is your favorite thing that you bought this weekend, and what is something that you wish you would have bought?
So my favorite thing that I bought this weekend was that hot dog. My favorite thing that I bought this weekend was that hot dog. That easily was probably the best hot dog I think I've ever had, in my opinion.
Dude,
and like
Mid Ohio hot dogs don't miss.
Like it was just a stand that they had popped up in the fan zone, and I walked up. I was like, "Can I get 2 hot dogs?" And then I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was just gonna be like some like whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so I ate it, and I bit into it. I was like, "Tristan, if you want a track dog," I was like, Tristan, if you want a track dog, you need to try these hot dogs. And then he was like, "Are they that good?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then you walked over there and went and got one, and you were like, "Oh my god." Yeah, that was funny. And then something I wish I would have bought. I don't really know if I wish I would have bought anything. I guess maybe something from that like F1 tent or something. I don't know, something like that. Something.
Well, I mean, you got a couple F1 things.
I got the Alpine hat right here on my bed. Fire hat, actually, new era hat. Then I got a McLaren F1 jersey, kind of similar to Tristan's Alfa Romeo jersey right there. So, but something else, I guess, just something else from there, I guess. So that's all I gotta say.
I guess I could say mine. My favorite things that I pretty much got. I got a couple things. A couple of them are out of frame right now, but I got this sick Mid Ohio hat. Jay bought the same one.
I did get it.
That Mid Ohio hat's sick, but my favorite thing I bought this weekend has to be this Alfa Romeo jersey.
Nice.
Never had an F1 jersey before. I officially feel like an F1 fan. It makes me feel nice. Didn't have any Haas stuff there this weekend, but next time I see something Haas, I will for sure buy it. But Alfa Romeo is like my second favorite team. And something I wish I would have bought. Oh, no, I have to say it. The Marcus Ericsson Indy 500 jersey did not have a medium, and I am never going to get over it.
Dang.
Listen here, IndyCar. It's me, Tristan Grider. I'll be there in July. End of July. If you don't have the Marcus Ericsson Indy 500 jersey, I might cry. Like, I legit will cry tears. They knew when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I wanted it so bad. That's what I got to go with. But that has to be it.
What about you, Dan?
So I think I only bought two things. I bought a Mid Ohio hat, like a dad hat. And that was like my track thing that I bought. And then the IndyCar thing that I bought a polo jersey. I'll probably wear it on the show soon. Super sick. It's got like the championship patch. I've been wanting to get it for a while because polo's really wholesome and probably like my third or fourth favorite driver. And I didn't have any polo stuff up until this weekend, so I wanted to make sure I got some polo stuff to kind of rep for the show. And then something I wish I would have bought. I don't even know. Like I kind of bought the two things I was planning to get anyways.
Yeah, but there was was there something that caught your eye that you were just like, man, I wish I would have bought that, but a little bit out of my price range?
AlphaTauri hat.
There was an AlphaTauri.
Oh, the AlphaTauri hat. Yeah, you were thinking about that.
I liked it, but I just refused to drop $50 on that hat. I don't care that's F1. It's just like that just feels wrong for me.
You should have pulled a me and thought it was 45, and actually it was 54 because I'm dyslexic. So
sorry, I have lysdexia. Okay. Yeah, maybe the AlphaTauri hat. If not that, maybe like the Polo Chip Ganassi hat that they had in the IndyCar store. Yeah, it was super like it was just blue. It was clean. Would have fit my Polo jersey. Probably would have fit like Colts stuff. But...
yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. And my final question. So Mid Ohio, super fun, super good racing. What was your favorite race to watch this weekend, and why was it Stadium Super Trucks? I'll start with Jay.
Yes. That's all I gotta say is yes. I love Stadium Super Trucks. I watched them on YouTube all the time, and it was finally a joy being able to watch them. I didn't get to see them actually do the jump, and that's what kind of upset me. But
yeah,
I got to watch them race, so that's all I care about. So I'm fine with it. So it is what it is. But
we got to see them almost wreck on the finish line, though.
That is true.
Oh my God! If you guys watched Tony Donahue and Luke Edwards review from qualifying, you hear me scream in the background because I thought they were crashing coming to the line.
I mean, they kind of did. Like, they bumped each other enough that, like...
But yeah, both Super Trucks races were pretty cool. Didn't really watch the second one as much just because we were so dehydrated, so tired,
so sunburned.
It was rough. All right, guys, that was our incredible weekend at Mid Ohio. Thank you guys. Thanks so much to the Mid Ohio Sports Car Course for inviting us out along with Burnout Sports. It was a super fun weekend. Lots of cool stories, lots of cool pictures. Got to go on the grid again. Got to say what's up to some of our friends from the show: Dalton Kellett, David Malukas, Stingray Rob, Hunter McElray.
Our media friends.
Our media friends. Yeah, we got to see David Land again. We became really good friends with him over the last couple of weeks. So
also saw Mike Jokum.
Yeah, Mike Jokum.
Pit Lane Parlay.
Make sure you use code Indy Boys in the Dalton Kellett store. Get 20% off.
Yeah, guys, use the code all lowercase Indy Boys. You can get 20% off, and some of the Dalton Kellett stuff you could. It's the same price if you buy it. So like, pretty sick.
Yeah.
But use it. It expires on the 10th, which I believe is this upcoming Sunday.
Yeah.
So by the time you guys hear this, it'll be Thursday. You only have 4 days left. There's some cool beanies. There's some cool hats. Highly recommend it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Code INDYBOYS, DaltonKellett.com/store. Let's go ahead and transition, guys. We got some predictions to make.
All right. So after last week, let's talk about Dalton's first, because Dalton was our guest on the show. So let me get those up on the screen real quick. So I believe Dalton actually didn't get any prediction. Right.
You did not get
I don't think any of us did besides you, Jay.
Yeah,
Jay, you were the only one that got points this
yeah,
weekend.
I got right for having my underdog is Tyler Reddick, and then I actually picked Hunter McRae for the Indy Lights race, and he got his first win in Indy Lights. So let's go.
Dominantly too.
Let's go, Hunter. But yeah, so that's
Nothing will beat my Marcus Ericsson Indy 500 prediction.
right.
Nothing will beat it.
Dude, I don't know. My Coda Chastain one was pretty goated.
That's true. That's true.
Our group pick we also did get wrong, so but
Yeah.
so I caught up to Daniel. It's 12-8-6. I have 8. Tristan,
You
has 6.
caught up?
Yeah, from that, because you didn't get any. I got
Shit.
I gained 2 points from those two correct picks.
Firmly in last place.
Dang, bro.
I'm going to keep picking Michael McDowell.
Hey, it may pay off for you soon.
True. It's true.
So I don't know, but we can go ahead and get into predictions. So Tristan.
Yeah, so races this weekend, guys. At Atlanta, we're going to Xfinity. For Atlanta, Xfinity in the Cup Series. At Mid Ohio, where we just were, have a Truck Series race there. And F1's going to Austria, and SRX is at Nashville Fairgrounds. So 5 races to predict this weekend. Let's start with Mid Ohio in the Truck Series. Now, let me pull up the roster for this weekend, because the entry list for trucks, especially on road courses, I feel like changes every week, and
I'm going with
it's
Christian Eckes.
Christian Eckes. That's a good pick.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm going with a guy that is normally pretty good on road courses, and I'm expecting him to have a good weekend. I'm going to go with Zane Smith.
Dang, I was thinking about that.
Well, then go Zane Smith too, man.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
I like being different. Just
There is
so...
a 7 truck this weekend, but we
I
don't know.
know.
Who's in it.
I'm thinking about it, but you know, he hasn't done as much damage this season as I thought he would. I'm gonna go John Hunter Nemechek. I thought he was gonna be way more dominant this season than he has been. I'm waiting for it to pick up. I think it's gonna pick up this week.
And if it's okay with you guys, I kind of want our group pick to be in the Truck Series this week.
That's fine. Let's do it.
We haven't done a
Fine
group
with
pick for
me.
the Truck Series. I think our group pick in the Truck Series this week should be Kaz Gralla.
Okay.
It's going to be driving that O2 car.
Okay.
I was debating between him or Tristan, one of your other favorites, Parker Kligerman.
Parker Kligerman, yeah. But I feel like we've picked Parker on the show
Yeah.
already this season. And I feel like Kaz is always pretty good on road courses. So I'd like to see him. Shout out to Kaz, by the way. He won a Trans Am race this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, that's Truck Series and our group pick, Xfinity Series now. Xfinity is going to be at Atlanta. We got a 163-lap, 250-mile race.
Remember, it's
pick.
a super speedway.
It's a super speedway, guys.
So
My pick this weekend is Myatt Snyder.
Ooh,
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, just a reminder, guys, that Sage Karam's going to be racing this weekend, too.
I can't do it 2 weeks in a row as much as I want to. I can't let my IndyCar bias get too far ahead.
You know, I think I kind of know who I think Daniel's going to pick this weekend.
I don't think you do. I really don't think you do.
I think you do. I don't think it's Tyler Reddick, but I think I know.
I want to hear your guess because I want to see how far off I am.
I
'cause
think you're going to
know-
pick Brandon Brown.
Nope.
Oh. I don't know why.
I am going with pretty big wild card. I'm going Jeremy Clements.
Ooh, on a super speedway though.
I mean, super speedways, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And he's always like solid. I mean, he made the playoffs last year
True.
on just consistency. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a top 5 most likely scenario, but I'm holding out for something weird happening. And I'd like to see him get in the victory lane.
Bro,
And Jay.
if that happens, Daniel,
I want double points for that if that
I will give you double points for that.
happens. I want double points and a kiss on the cheek.
Okay. I got you. So for me, I'm between the two RCR guys right now.
I feel like you got to go Hill.
That's what I was thinking,
I
but
mean, it's a super speedway.
I want to go Sheldon Creed really bad though.
I'd be happy. I'd be happy with that.
You gonna go Sheldon?
You know, I'm catch a tiger by stealth. If you was on the right, my mama told you you're not you. Austin Hill.
All right.
Dang, bro. I thought he was going with young Sheldon for a sec.
Young Sheldon.
I did eeny,
All right.
miny, mo for it, so.
Cup Series at Atlanta. We do a one pick and an underdog, guys. My first pick this weekend is a guy that's super good at super speedways and is always up front. Give me Daniel Suarez in the 99 for Trackhouse Racing. Second pick, Bubba Wallace.
Nice.
My underdog.
B-dub. Yes, sir. Daniel.
All right, Daniel.
Okay. First pick. Actually, both picks. I think I'm going to go with somebody that people that haven't won the season.
Okay.
First winner, he just got knocked out of the playoff standings. I'm going to go Kevin Harvick.
Ooh.
As much as he hasn't been like a huge factor this season, it's still Kevin Harvick, and he's got to get like at least one more.
Also,
like,
Kevin
before
Harvick on a
signs up.
super speedway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like Harvick gets at least one more win before he hangs it up. Who do I want to go with for my underdog? Do I? I kind of want to pick one for chaos.
Go ahead. You can pick Ricky.
More chaotic.
Brad.
No, more
Corey?
chaotic.
Corey.
It's one that I don't see happening.
Ty Dillon.
But like, I was thinking Dillon. Dillon was my second choice. I think I'm gonna go Cole Custer.
Ugh, that's a
Cole.
very
Yeah.
chaotic pick.
Yeah, I live to watch the world burn.
That's weird. That's weird. That's really weird.
I'm going for weird picks this weekend. I don't know.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm not.
It's a
I'm not
super
judging.
speedway. Anything can happen.
I'm not judging. Okay. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just
It's weird.
Just picked Cole Custer.
I don't have a big lead anymore, so I've got to be more ballsy with my picks. Okay.
Custer.
I mean, I guess that's true. I can't believe that.
I don't know.
Cole Custer.
That's crazy.
I can't believe that.
I'm not
I
judging.
know.
I'm not judging.
I'm
just
not
saying
judging.
that's
I'm just
crazy.
like, that's crazy. that you- Cole Custer.
I just feel like I've wanted
He's
to
having
pick
the
him.
worst season of his career.
I know. But like,
Oh shit.
Oh, man.
weirder things have happened, bro.
Okay, Jay, who you picking?
So for my first pick, he's gonna return to super speedway supremacy, Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
And then my underdog, I'm gonna go with Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch. Okay, guys, now let's go SRX. Our pick this weekend for Nashville Fairgrounds. Is Chase Elliott racing this weekend? I believe he is in SRX. I don't know for sure. Let me look up the.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
if
look
Chase
into it.
Elliott is racing in SRX this weekend, he is my pick. So I'm just.
I don't. I
saying.
think it's. I just don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking this.
I know.
So-
That's why I said if he is my pick.
Yeah. I wish that they had a announcement.
Oh, I know my pick.
Okay.
I know my pick for the driver that's doing a one-off at Nashville.
Oh, Joseph Newgarden, right?
Joseph Newgarden's my pick, bro.
I didn't even think about. Ooh.
You know, I'll go back to back with Ryan Newman.
Joseph.
Current points leader. I'll go Ryan.
New.
And I can't guarantee that it is Chase Elliott
So
this
since
weekend.
It doesn't look like it is.
All right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going Joseph Newgarden then. I'm matching Daniel's energy here.
Alrighty.
Hey,
All right, guys.
All of our picks right there had new in them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and final race of the week, F1, the Austrian Grand Prix. You know, we do our podium picks every week. This one's kind of gonna shake things up a little bit. I think we see a new driver on the podium this weekend, and you guys might be a little shooketh by who I think it's gonna be. But I do think we see Max Verstappen win. I think that that's a guarantee. In P2, Carlos Sainz.
Okay.
Okay.
P3, getting his first podium of the year. I don't want to say it, but I have to say it because he's having such a good year.
I feel like you're gonna say Fernando Alonso.
Esteban
I think
Ocon.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not. I thought you were about to say K-Mac.
Yeah.
The way you were hesitating, I was like,
I think Esteban Ocon gets a podium.
I was
No,
close.
no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't let Ocon get a podium this weekend. I'll be safer. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. I need to think. I gotta think.
Okay, Daniel.
dude, I lost my lead. I gotta go safe. I've already taken all my risky picks, so I'm gonna go safe on F1. I'm gonna go Max winning, Checo getting second. Which Ferrari driver do I want in third? I'll go Sainz in third, just because I feel like he's had a better past few weeks.
I had your first two typed in before you even said them.
I mean,
I knew where you were
like,
going with that.
I just
funny.
have.
I want
have to be
Pierre.
safe
I
for
want
F1.
Pierre Gasly on the podium. Give it to me. I want Pierre Gasly on the podium. Put it there now. I want it. I want him on the podium.
You took Ocon off for Gasly
I would have left Ocon if
in
you're gonna take Gasly.
2022, Tristan.
I
would
want
have.
Pierre.
I say this as an AlphaTauri fan.
I would have.
want
I
Pierre
would have
Gasly on the
taken Ocon because Alpine is arguably way better than AlphaTauri currently.
Fine, then put Ocon on. I don't
Okay.
give a damn
I'm
anymore.
I'm just saying between those two picks, I would go with Ocon. But if you want Pierre, it's fine. I'm just
Put Ocon on. It's cool.
okay. Okay. I'm gonna go safe as well because I know it's the Red Bull Ring, so it's what the name of the track and the promoter is. So it's Red Bull Ring. So it's gonna be Checo and Max first and second. Now the third position,
Who do you have in first?
Max.
Okay, you said Checo first, and I was like, oh, you're just gonna slide
Well, no,
past that?
I was saying Checo and Max is how I meant. I was just saying you have to
Yeah,
have
I
them
know
too.
that's
Yeah.
what threw me off. I was like, oh, he just breezed past that.
Actually, thinking about that, let me put Charles Leclerc second, and then let me put Checo third, and that's gonna be my podium.
Okay.
But who do you have winning? Max.
Yeah, Max.
So all three of us have Max winning this weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. After last week, he's especially at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It's gonna be crazy.
I feel like everyone's gonna hate on me for not putting Checo in the podium this week, but I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about Checo this weekend. I don't know, guys.
It is what it is. We'll see how it
Esteban
turns
Ocon.
out.
Esteban Ocon. We'll see. I'm not. We'll see. So yeah, guys. Exciting weekend of racing coming up. As always, make sure you guys use code Indy Boys, all lowercase, in the DaltonKillett.com/store. Expires this upcoming Sunday, so get it while it's hot, you guys. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up this weekend. Make sure you guys follow us on all of our social medias at Indy Boys Podcast. Are we back on the main screen, Jay?
I can go now. I was leaving it on there for the code Indy Boys thing I typed.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're good now.
All right, so make sure you guys follow us on all of our social medias at Indy Boys Podcast, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're post there every single day, so check it out. Follow make sure you guys follow Burnout Sports. Tune into their episode. They have a very special guest on the show this week. Marcus Erickson is going to be on the IndyCar show this week, so that's super cool. Also, they just filmed a video with Mario Andretti, so you guys need to check that out because it's fire.
The stuff they've showed us it's cool. It's really cool.
It's pretty dope.
Shout out to all of the drivers and people we got to talk to this weekend. Shout out to Ed Carpenter Racing for giving us really dope hats. And you know, it's a good weekend. It was great to go to a track. Daniel, how did it feel to go to a track that wasn't in Indiana?
It was weird. It was cool, but really weird. Like, definitely cemented Mid Ohio as probably tied for my favorite road course. Like,
awesome.
Officially. I'd say it's tied with Road America.
Okay.
If you guys want to see us at the track, the next race we will be at is at the truck race at IRP on, I believe that's July 27th. So make sure you guys check us out there. Follow us on all of our personal social medias. Those have been going on the screen and they're in the description all the time. Signing off for Justin Cox and Daniel Chaney. My name is Tristan Grider. Have a good one, guys. Peace.